Since my stalker has showed up again, and I have mentioned that I will be talking about some mental health issues that I've experienced in my family dynamics, one thing that I found out were control issues. My ex always had this control issue. He never had control over his own life, so he always wanted to control everybody else's life. And one way that he always used to get me to be manipulated into doing things his way all the time is he would always try and control what everybody did. And if it was totally against something that I believe in, or anybody else would believe in, he would be the first one that says, you have control issues. And it was like, oh, don't accuse me of being the one with the control issue. I'll give in just to prove you're right, or that you're wrong. So that was the friggin' game all the time, is people that have control issues will always accuse other people of having the control issue, just so that you're the nice person. You'll give in just to, prove that they're wrong, but ultimately it's like, did you have control over yourself? Do you need to go and bring false accusations to people to manipulate them, to get them to do what you want? I mean, look at control issues. I think that if you are trying to manipulate somebody else to do what you want them to do, you are generally lacking control of yourself. And the only way your world works is if you can control the actions of everybody else. If you can get everybody else to follow your advice, yet you can't follow your own advice, does that sound like a mental illness to you? Because I personally think that's really insane. If you offer advice, don't you think you should be the one that follows your own advice before you offer it to somebody else? Or does that sound like you might be dealing with some mental health issues? Now, I just mentioned before, I'm getting these emails from George Washington, and who's saying that watched every one of my channel or videos and read every single one of my comments, and then says that if I don't follow her advice, I'm in denial. Does that sound like some mental health issue there? Does it sound like there's some control and manipulation that, okay, if I don't want to be in denial, then I would follow that advice just to prove that person, is wrong? But that's the trick, is people with severe mental illnesses tend to throw a lot of false accusations around all the time. I personally think it's mental illness. What do you think? Do you think that that's normal behavior, that if you offer advice and people that don't take your advice, they're in denial of something? Or is it that maybe the person that's, looking a little bit like a stalker, that isn't really getting a picture, to the point where, if you're going to describe what my channel is all about and get it completely wrong, then do you think that you're even able to offer any advice? And are you in denial yourself? If you got the picture all wrong, if you've watched all of this video and you come up with a conclusion and somebody says, hey, you're a bit wrong with that, are you open to the conversation of seeing how wrong you are about that? If you are close-minded from having that conversation and can't maybe open your mind to a different perspective, then is it you that would be dealing with a mental health issue? Are you the one in denial? And, your denial keeps you locked into the story you want to keep telling. But in order to manipulate everybody else and to believe in your story, you're going to accuse everybody else of being in denial of something. What was the other one? Paranoid. Okay. When somebody starts a whole pile of channels, starts up a whole pile of different emails, and they continue to stalk your life and actually write emails and brag about it to the point where I get them. People are pleased as punch to let me know all of the bragging that is going on about you stalking my life. When you know you've got a stalker, and the stalker then starts using words that, oh, you're just paranoid, is that a mental health issue? Or can the person with the mental illness doing the stalking have the mental illness problem? I'm just saying. I think that there's something really wrong with that picture. That if you've got the behavior that makes you look like a stalker, and you're in denial of that behavior, and then you end up saying, oh, there's nothing wrong with my behavior, you are just paranoid. No, it's not being paranoid. It's calling a spade a spade. It's like you watch the same behavior over and over and over again, and you read an awful lot of books to diagnose it. It's like you're kind of insane. Only my opinion. I'd be interested in anybody else's opinion. Does this sound like healthy, normal behavior? Would you go out of your way and watch over 1,200 videos of something you don't like and read every comment? Do you spend your day doing that? And then do you spend your day stalking somebody and then accusing, the victim that you're stalking of being paranoid? I mean, does that sound like there's some serious mental illness going on there? Because I do. I happen to think that the family dynamics that I'm dealing with are totally friggin' insane. They're criminal. They've committed many criminal acts. They do not care about their children. They would lie, cheat, steal, stab each other in the back just to profit, make themselves look good from some way. That's kind of the thing that I'd like to talk about this year is let's examine some of these behaviors and see if we can properly diagnose them, because I personally think that needs to be diagnosed. And these professionals that want to come and, give me some advice, let's see how you diagnose that. What kind of behavior do you think that is? Do you think that's healthy? If you think it's unhealthy, then as a medical profession, what are you doing about it? How do you put these people away? Because it ain't the police, it ain't the judges, because they seem to be having the same kind of behaviors. Like, at the end of the day, if I should have to pay this deadbeat child support when the child lives in my house, and laws state that the parent where the child lives is supposed to be the one collecting the child support, something wrong with that justice system. 9 years of that bullshit story, and you kind of see that judges don't receive information. It's all about the rich guy and what the rich guy presents to court. And if you are busy feeding your children and don't have enough money to pay a $500 an hour attorney to present evidence, then your story never gets told. Especially when, my experience is this psychopath that is sending me emails right now, she used to brag about going to court without serving me. She says she can make anything happen. Now that she knows she didn't have to legally serve me, and to have me not there, she could say whatever the hell she wanted to. She bragged about that in emails. To me, I think that's, this person should be put away, got some help. Because what these psychopaths do to society is very, very harmful. So, but I don't see our professionals or police or judges, I don't see them actually doing anything about this psychopathic epidemic we appear to be having that's, definitely destroying the planet. Look at our economic system. How well is that going? Let's look at, it's now illegal to grow your own food in the States. Let's have a look at the Gulf oil and poisoning up the oceans. The chemtrails, wars. They want to kill Julian Assange for exposing a lot of lies that are told. I personally think there's a lot of insanity going on in the world, and unless we can start diagnosing it and getting some professionals willing to get some help for some of these people. I don't see how we're going to get out of this one. Peace out.